We are officially live. Oh God, we are officially live. Officially live. Um, my camera looks like I have like this glowy haze around me for some reason, and I can't figure out why. Why is that?
I don't know, but I can't see it. So,
Oh God. Okay.
okay, where did you go? Hello. What just happened? Hmm. Well, good evening. Hi. Happy Thursday. My co host, Kenya, is somewhere out there because she's not here. She was here and now she's not here. And I don't know if you guys can see me or what's happening. So I'm just kind of talking to fill in the space for when she comes back. And I'm hoping that she's going to come back real soon because we're on a new platform tonight and I've never used it before. So she's operating it from her house and I'm here at my house. And there she is. Welcome back, friend. Welcome back. Yeah. Yeah, I was holding it down on my own for a moment.
Yeah, hold on. There we go. All
Okay.
right. So we are official live. Like we have three people that are here. However, I can't tell who's here because they're probably either on Facebook Live or on actual YouTube. So I'm not able to see the comments per se. But um, let me go ahead and pull those up so I can actually see what kind of comments we might have coming out of that. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Now I see a comment from YouTube. Cynthia Walker says, "I'm here." Hey, Cynthia, thank you for coming.
Hi.
So, if there's anybody checking us out on Facebook Live, drop a comment. You may have to give StreamYard permission for us to be able to see your comment. Because if not, I think it'll come over as just Facebook user. So you'll have to give it permission for it to say, "Hey, you're okay with displaying your name on our live platform," and then we can actually move forward. So we do have. It says three people. I'm wondering if those three people are just me, you, and Cynthia, right?
It
That
could be.
look, hey, that just means Cynthia, you are special. You get to have us all to yourself, your personal show. We're here just for your entertainment, right? Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I'm okay with getting started. If you're okay with getting started, and like Cynthia says, "Yay, Lick." You can't see the comments, but she says, "Yay." She's
Yeah,
excited about having us all to herself. And
that's
we're
cool. That's
we're
cool.
definitely okay with that. Definitely okay with that. So y'all know, look, the struggle is real. Like most of you, we have had a full day, like full
Yes.
day from morning, midday, afternoon, you name it. It's been full. And then we get on this live thinking that we're about to be some pros on our second try, right?
Right.
However, we're not pros yet, but we are better. We hopefully
Yes.
it's a little bit better than last time. Cynthia, can you hear both of us okay? Can you just give us a thumbs up? We just want to make sure that y'all can hear us okay. Hey Tanya. And so Tanya from Atlanta is here to Liquidita. Let us know that y'all can hear us okay. Because okay, great. I don't have my particular phone stand tonight. Because do y'all want to know where it is? You want to know whose house is at? Is at Liquidita's house because I left it there last time and she didn't stop me and say, Kenya, come back. Your phone stand is here. And so, I didn't buy a new one. So
In my defense, I didn't see the phone stand until after you had left. You were not going to turn around and come back and get it. Therefore, I waited for the call, which came shortly when you was going to look for it to tell you where it was.
Okay. Well, okay. That's neither here nor there anymore. Even though I brought it up, even though I'm the one that actually brought it up. All right. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go ahead and dive into the topic for the night. Look, do you want to tell everybody what's the topic for tonight?
Tonight is all about self-love. For me, I'll call it a hello, celebratory self-love. How simple is it? Is it easy for you to just pour love on yourself, to celebrate yourself, or do you find that difficult? That is the
Mm,
question tonight. So, best friend,
hit me
answer
with.
the question.
Uh,
How do you celebrate yourself? And if so,
uh,
how?
yeah. So for me, I don't think I do it. And if y'all see me looking over here, it's just that's because I'm trying to make sure that we're on Facebook here on my other screen. But for me, yes, I struggle with that. Um, and I think for me, it's just one of those things like I think for women, most of us are like just caregivers, right? We're
Right.
caregivers, we're nurturers. We have that internal thing that we want to shower other people, especially our kids. Oh, good gracious. Especially our kids. Like we'll go to the store. Okay. I've been known to go to the store, buy my child something and leave myself out of the equation. Like I don't get anything because I want to take something home nice for them. So for me, it's been a struggle setting that time aside or an activity aside to give myself that self-love, that self-care. And then but I've gotten better. I've gotten better over the years where I'm trying to make sure that I do some type of self-care in the midst of whatever I have going on. And for me, sometimes I know that in the past, I really had a lot of negative chatter sometimes, that negative chatter that kind of, and I don't know how many of you have ever had that. If you have, just give us a thumbs up in the comments that says, hey, I've had that negative chatter before that says, well, no need to worry about yourself. You need to always put others first. You need to always put other first. And I think when we look at putting others first, we automatically equate that for leaving ourselves out, that we're not supposed to be a part of that equation whatsoever. What about you?
Um, to piggyback off what you said a little bit, I think for me as a single mom, my children were my number one priority. I always put them first. I can completely relate to what you're saying. When I'm going to the store with the intentions of getting something for myself, I may need something, but I will find something for them. I'll make sure they're covered and I'll put myself to the side. However, it's just one day of the year, just one day that I am completely and totally selfish, and that is my birthday. I
Mm,
turn up, down, and sideways for my birthday. I don't care. It's going to be all about me that day. That is the only day I ask for. I don't care about Christmas, anniversaries, Mother's Day. That's the only day that I ask for. But what I have found is, and I usually get my way on my birthday because it's my day. That's my personal
mm,
holiday. But that's the only one.
mm,
Um, I don't. I think about my next birthday after the first one just passed. I just had a birthday and I'm already thinking, okay, what am I gonna do next time? Because I don't think, oh, well, maybe I can do something for myself next week or
right,
next month.
right.
I don't know. I don't think like that because I struggle with celebrating myself often. I just figure I get that one day and that's
Got
all
it.
I give myself. Yeah.
Got it. But see, even then, sometimes I think I struggle a little bit, like even like on my birthday kind of thing. So like for the longest time, I would never ever work on my birthday, but the last year I did. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to be doing anything. I might as well work on my birthday, type deal. Not realizing that I probably really should just not work on my birthday.
Right.
Type deal. Okay. So one of those questions is it's like self love. What do you think self love really is? What are some vital components for self love? What can it do for us? Why is it important?
For me, um, I do believe that the love of oneself helps build your self-esteem. It really does help you have confidence in yourself. It helps you think more highly of yourself. It is an internal thing that I think is vital to our existence,
Hmm.
because sometimes we look outside for this love that we're supposed to give ourselves first. And any other love outside of that love should be an addition to what we do for ourselves. And it took me a long time to figure that out, to decide whether or not I liked me, because I was so busy trying to make other people like me and love me and search for that validation and love outside of myself, that I did not take the time to see who I was and to love myself as I was for myself. So I believe it's very important, and especially important today when you have all these different images of what
Hmm.
beauty is supposed to be or what success is supposed to be. And when you feel like you may not measure up in some areas, you have to have that love for yourself that tells you, hey, I'm good enough, I'm worthy of loving myself and having others to love me.
I agree. I agree. Do you think it has some mental health repercussions, like if you don't
Oh,
practice self love or walk
most
in it in any kind of way?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I have seen in many situations where people struggle from depression because they don't
Mm.
think enough of themselves. They find themselves unworthy, incapable, and they tear themselves down because they haven't taken the time to build themselves up.
Hmm.
And it can spiral into much serious more serious mental health issues, most definitely.
Oh yeah, I agree. Cause like, and I think sometimes like we can find ourselves in very anxious situations and energy because we don't believe that it'll work out because for us and anything will work out in our favor because we don't necessarily think that we're worthy of that, right?
Right.
Like when
Right.
you're even like, for instance, like believe in something that God will do on the behalf of others is sometimes way easier than believing that God will do
Exactly.
that exact same thing for you
Right.
and that he's has you covered and has your back. But look, let somebody call you and say, hey, can you pray for this and pray for that or
Right.
believe with me for this? Like, yeah, we got you. Like, I'm coming with you. We're going
Right.
to make sure you get everything the Lord wants you to have. But
Yep.
sometimes it's hard to say, well, Lord, you just kind of be, well, Lord, I would kind of like to have some of that. Can I?
Yeah.
You're like thinking like you have to ask on a whisper.
Right.
ask
Right.
ask the Lord on a whisper, can you have these things? Because we've taken this low level idea of ourselves, not knowing that we are just as worthy and
Just as
not
worthy.
needing of love for ourselves, even from others, but definitely from ourselves. And I think sometimes because of that, sometimes it makes it harder for us to let ourselves off the hook and forgive ourselves as well. Um,
Exactly. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. And to piggyback just a little bit off of what you said, just when you was just saying how people can call and say, "Oh, can you pray for me with this and believe with me for that?" And you like gung ho, you ready, you praying on, you believing for them, you know it's gonna come to pass. You straight. I don't even have. I didn't always have that inkling to call somebody else and say, "Hey,
mhm,
can you pray with me for this? Can you believe with me for this?" Because, like you said, I found myself unworthy to ask.
mhm.
To believe
Yeah,
for others, great, but to ask for myself and believe for myself, not so much.
exactly. So, how do you think it impacts our relationships with other people, be it a romantic relationship, friend relationships, family relationships, and work, and even work relationships? How can that be very impactful? Not giving ourselves self love and letting that inner part of us know that we're worthy. What are your thoughts?
Oh, you want me to be real? You know I'm gonna be real, right? Okay. For me, I can develop a sense of envy because I'll be like, dang, I prayed for them and they got that. Or I prayed with them and they got that. Or I didn't pray with them and they got that. And it's something I wanted for me. And I'd be like, I'd be low key hating. And I had to go to God, like, oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I, man, forgive me, Lord. If I could just get like a piece of that, just a little bit, if you don't mind, Lord. And so for me, it can cause some issues in relationships with people. And then the thing is, sometimes they don't even know.
Mm.
Because I've just been like low key hating over there on the side just a little bit. And I'm like, am I jealous? Am I that person? God,
Mm.
really? I don't want to be her, but I think I am. Help me, Jesus.
Help me, Jesus.
Yes.
Ah, but that's part of it too, because it says like the comparison is the thief that kind of comes in, that thief that'll come in and just make your self-worth and your self-value just kind of steal it away from you even more, right?
Right. Right.
Um, and whatnot. And so for me, like sometimes I think we, when in instances and situations where I've not practiced self love for myself, that
Mhm.
caused me not to create healthy boundaries. Right.
Right.
So for me on relationships, like not, doing healthy boundaries, right? So where you're more accommodating to do certain things, like even on, be it from a workplace standpoint, be it from any type of relationship, knowing that you need that time, you need self-care and sometimes internally you're just like, nobody sees that I'm kind of low key drowning here. Like
Right.
I need help, right? The
Right.
expectation that you always have to be strong and that you should never take time out for yourself, that you should
Right.
never be off the clock from um, other people, regardless of what aspect it is, I think is
Right.
one of those things that can be overwhelming at times. So let's get some comments from our listeners. No, 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 no. Better yet, is there anybody who wants to join us here on live? Let us know. Give me a thumbs up here in the chat. If you're on Facebook, I
Yes.
can't really
I'm
see those comments for whatever reason. And I tried to connect on my desktop here and it won't let me. I guess because I'm logged into the studio for the live in both places. And so I'm just not able to kind of find you there and connect with you there. So if you want to make a comment that I can see, you'll have to make it probably over on our YouTube platform. And of course, it's just life according to Ellen K. So I see that we did get like a thumbs up on the Facebook Live, but I don't see any comments. So if you are making comments on the Facebook Live, please consider switching over to the actual YouTube version so that we can actually see your comments there. And then, hopefully by next time, we'll kind of have that figured out. So again, we're going to be start doing this, our show, going to be every first and third Thursday, so that you can kind of be a little bit more prepared. With your scheduling, because I know you want to be able to get your popcorn and your drinks and all that stuff so you can be ready to go. Look, y'all, we want you to treat us as if you were watching A Different World back in the day at 8 o'clock on a Thursday. We want you to bring
yeah.
that same energy. Like you just can't wait to see what Whitley's gonna do today, right? So we
Right.
want we want you to kind of bring that same energy. So drop in the comments how many of you have ever had issues with practicing self-love for yourself. Anybody want to comment here in the comments on YouTube? Have struggles with self-love? And again, even if you want to join us here on the live, don't be scared.
Yeah. Come
Don't,
on in.
come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Come on in the room.
Come on in the room.
You remember the church clap? You remember the church clap when you do the double clap?
And you know what? I never could really do the double clap.
I me neither.
Look, I just kind of did my hands so that people could think it because everybody else was clapping. So I was hoping that my clap would just kind of blend in with everyone else's clapping. They would think that I was really cool with the double claps. And
Yeah.
the people I know we've gotten totally off topic, but the people with the tambourine,
Yes, could never. You know, I can't do two things at one time anyway. Clapping and trying to rock at the same time. Nah, that was not gonna work out.
Oh wow. Okay. So Cynthia, you said that you want to come on live. You had a come to Jesus moment this week, girl. We will bring you on. We will
Come on in,
bring,
Auntie.
huh?
Come on in.
Yes, 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 yes. So Cynthia's comment there. Let me see. La, 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 la. Let me get you. Let me get you in here. Uh oh. Look, if y'all can't tell, we are very, very new at all
Very.
of this. We are
That's okay.
very new,
That's
very
okay.
new at all this.
Not
So
smile.
while I'm trying to work this out, look, Juanita, um, while I try to work out getting Cynthia to bring her in, I want you to talk about how the lack of self love impact the decisions that we make on a daily basis. And you can look at it from any angle: financial, relational, even oh my goodness, health wise, whatever may come to your mind.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. Um,
Uh oh, uh
thing but your face. Okay, now I see my face. Oh,
oh.
I think we got somebody coming. But anyway, and now I see just a little face of me. But anyway, for me, I want to say this first. As you was talking about the relationship standpoint of self-love, I've even seen where it has somewhat caused a teeny weeny bit of issues in my marriage. And I want to say that because with my husband, I will go to a store and I will spend every dime I have on him. If I see something I think he's gonna like or something that he needs, I'm trying to make sure he got everything he needs because I love him and that's how, I show that's one of the ways that I show it to him. However, if he turns around and do the same thing, the first thing I'm gonna say is, why did you get that? Why did you spend that on that? I didn't need that. I could have waited for that. And he always has to say, why can't I do things for you to show you what you try to show me? But it's just me always putting myself on the shelf because that's where I be at on the shelf. And even like every day, I was like, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do this. I need to work out. I need to move my body. I need to make sure I'm in good shape, this, that, and the other. I need to take better care of myself. And it's just like, no, maybe tomorrow, maybe maybe the next day because it's just like I find other things that I have to do that trumps taking care of myself. And then some years ago, I went to do Lent. I did Lent with one of my friends. And when I did Lent, one of the things I gave up was talking on the phone as much because if you guys were on our last week before last, best friend was talking about how I'm always on the phone. So I decided to limit my phone time. And so what I did Wednesdays, I put my phone on do not disturb, right? If it ain't an emergency, you can't get me on Wednesdays. Well, needless to say, that's when everybody say they need me on Wednesdays. And I would feel so guilty that I was like, well, maybe I'll call, or maybe I'll even if the phone is on do not disturb, I pick it up, I look, I see that someone has called, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to call them back. Maybe it's an emergency or this, that, or the other. To just let my phone ring, even when if I'm in my class, even if I'm doing something, I feel like I have to answer because whoever's calling me, they're calling me because they need me. Never mind what I'm doing for myself at that moment. I could just be sitting in stillness, just trying to have a moment to myself. I would take that away from me to give to someone else because I feel like they need me. And sometimes I just need me. I just need to be with myself. So I struggle sometimes putting myself first and it spills out because I think what happens is like best friend was even saying earlier, I give and give and give and give and I'm not taking care of myself and then I'm like why can't anybody see that I'm tired? Why can't anybody see that I need a break? Why can't anybody see that I'm struggling right here? Can somebody just give me a little space so I can recoup, get myself together? But sometimes we're just going to have to learn from myself, especially I'm talking to me. I have to learn how to be selfish. So I made those Wednesdays more intentional. Like even when I have my phone on do not disturb on Wednesdays, I will put it in my purse or I will leave it somewhere so I don't pick it up. So I don't feel obligated to answer because that is my day. That is my time.
Mhm.
And it's okay to be selfish sometimes because if you give so much of yourself away, what are you going to have left for you?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Um, and for me, y'all, I don't know why it's taking so long to kind of get some things done here. But give me one second. For me, I think um, it'll impact. I know in the past impacted me from a health standpoint, if that makes any sense, right?
Yeah.
Where I've not done some things and not allowed myself to be in the best health that I could be, because at some point you just kind of stop caring. I know there's probably nobody on this line who's ever had that problem, but I have most definitely have had that problem before where I've kind of stopped caring from that standpoint. So, hey guys, we now have Miss Cynthia on the line. Yay! So we're going to go ahead and add her in here. Um, all right.
Hey.
So you'll have to unmute yourself. Ah,
Okay, I think I'm unmuted, right?
yeah,
Right.
you are
Yeah.
unmuted. Look, you know what? You are such a brave soul to come on this live, not knowing who may see you, y'all. She sent me a message saying, "Look, I'll come on, but my hair's a mess. If you don't mind my hair being a mess, I'll come on." Girl, we don't care. We
Well,
do
give me a
not
minute. I'm going
care.
to get some headphones. Wait a minute.
Okay, okay. All right. So there's been some times I would put myself on the back burner for certain, like you said, for certain decisions, and a lot of it has come like with health, kind of thing. We've already discussed finances, especially when it comes to those kids, and like you said, with
Right.
your spouse. Um, from that standpoint, but also I've been in times where I put at work, like I didn't have like healthy boundaries where I was just, there was sometimes at night because I felt like I had to get it done, get it done, get it done. I would just stay extra hours, not realize, Kenny, you really need to go home and get some rest so that you can recharge, so that you can at least be somewhat better tomorrow. But for some reason, we think we're just like, we just have a battery pack on us that is fully charged on go all the time until we get to that point that your body says no more and it just shuts you down. I've had those situations more than you can imagine, where you might have plans to do something this weekend, but all you can do is sleep because you have just worn yourself down to such a point.
Right. Right.
Yeah. All right, Cynthia, we want to bring you into this conversation. We have talked and we have talked, but we want to hear from you.
Come on in.
Well, thank you for having me in. Number one, I'm sorry I'm a mess, y'all. I missed my hair appointment because of the same thing that we're talking about today.
Okay.
It's been a challenge, especially trying to juggle work, business, um, trying to make sure I'm healthy and going to the gym. I'm not even going to mention doctor's appointments because I'm way overdue for those. And my kids are grown. They're in college, but they're grown. And so I had a come to Jesus meeting this week because it's like I'm putting a lot of time into work, um, and kids and hubby and business, and I'm really not taking care of myself. That was why I had to set up a gym membership, and I don't like to spend money,
Mhm.
but I set one up and I'm paying for it, and I got equipment here at the house only because I know that if I'm not focused and diligent enough to do it here, then I'm going to have to pay. And I know that will make me focus to do it because I need to.
Mhm.
So I totally do agree. I think too, another thing that happened this week, and it just brought me to a place where I said, okay, I think I need some therapy.
Mhm.
I think I think that's a part of the self-care routine that will kind of get me in a place, because some of the stuff I don't recognize and I'm avoiding, like as far as like I love to be out of town. I love to travel. Yeah, it's fun to do, but I know there are things at the house that need to be done. And if I'm
Uh-huh.
here and I'm seeing it, then I'm not going to be focused enough to just relax.
Mhm.
So I know there are things like within my body, however weird that is, that I need to kind of work out. And I prayed about it. And I just feel like, therapy is good, even for Christians.
Mhm.
Um, and that is something that if it's going to help me to be a better version of me and to learn to say no, to be delivered from people, then that's something that I'm going to have to do.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely. I agree.
Yeah, because like for me, I did a therapy journey like last year. Like, had some major transitions. I did some therapy kind of thing. And it was just, nice to just have somebody to talk to that they don't know you and what have you. And so, yes, I have my best friend. I can talk to her about anything. But sometimes you don't want to dump on all, the people that, around you all the time because you know that they're going through some stuff as well. Like when you have a therapist, they don't care whether you know anything about their life and their
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
They are
Right.
there to be focused on you. And
Right.
I was able to really talk through some things and kind of like move to the next step. So much so that someone who knew that I was going through that particular journey, they was like, I could tell it made a difference, right? They could really tell that it made a difference. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't need some more therapy because pretty much, I promise you, I probably do, but I totally get it. I totally, totally get it. Yeah. Look, Anita, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh no, I'm just listening and chiming in. I am a strong believer in therapy, and I do believe it can be very beneficial, especially for Christians, because I think people are in the mindset of, oh, I got Jesus and I don't need nobody else.
Yep.
Uh, Jesus had 12. Uh, so obviously we could use some help. That's what I believe. And and so yes, I think it's beneficial. I'm for it. I'm for it. I know I could use some myself. I know I can.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I promise you, Cynthia, I get it too because it's like you were saying, like the working out type deal. Like you can do it from home, but there's nobody that'll hold you accountable. So
Yep.
going to the gym holds me accountable. One, if I've gotten a routine in such a way, when I'm not there, I'll get there, and the people that are there all the time, they'll ask you, "Where have you been?" They're all
Yep.
in your business. Where you been all this time? What are you doing all this time? And God has blessed me in this season with Miss Martha. If any of y'all know me, you probably heard me talk about Miss Martha. She is my workout partner. Y'all, Miss Martha just turned 77 this year in April. And when I tell you, she looks phenomenal. She works out, she runs, like she has done several half marathons in her senior years. And so that keeps me going. Like if, hey, I have no excuse. I wish you
Right.
were closer because you could come work out with us. You could come work out with us.
I'm
You
coming.
look, look, and that'll take some of the spotlight off of me sometimes. So Miss Martha can tell you, you can do it rather than telling me that I know I can do
That's right.
It's good to have a cheerleader.
So in the chat, how many of you can also still identify with Cynthia's story, especially even with the housework and the chores and things that you need to do, but you also need to have self-care. It can kind of get overwhelming at times in any parts of your life, and what have you. So Cynthia, look, I thank you so much for your courage to come
Thank you.
on, but for
I don't look like this every day, y'all.
she is fly. She is fly. She is fly. Hey, but look, since Cynthia is on right now, I want to give her an opportunity. One, Cynthia is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person inside and out. She is an author. She is an entrepreneur. She is she is ABCXYZ, whatever else you want to put on that. Mother, daughter, whatever you need. She'll pray for you too, honey. Remember, she was one of those people that's like, look, I'll pray for you, type deal. But she also has a passion for dental care, and that sort of thing and what have you. So I want to get while you're here, I want to give you an opportunity to plug your business, right? Because we want to give you an opportunity. Go ahead, girl. You have such courage. Whatever you want to get out there, so it'll be on here, recorded, that people will see you and they'll see your radiance and everything that you do, and know that you come from a place of love and that they want to do business. Tell us about your
And
businesses.
see, you had to go. Well, guys, I'm honored because yeah, I'm totally off the spot on the spot. But so I have right now um doing Hygiene Helpers, which is a business that kind of supports dental practitioners here in the CSRA, which is the Central Savannah River area. Um, Basically, I find any kind of clinical or providers for hygiene, for dentists, for dental assistants here in the Augusta area, South Carolina, just all of those areas. But my newest baby is called Gateway Mobile Care. And what Gateway Mobile Care encompasses, it's a mobile dental clinic. So this is tailored towards, I have to put this out there, it's tailored mostly towards special needs, those in personal care homes, those that really have a lack of access to care. My passion is just to improve that. I love my old folks, my seasoned folks, so to speak, and I love
Mhm.
my special needs people. So that's what I'm doing now. We're coming to homes, we're coming to personal care homes, we're providing care for them. So if you like to get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook at Cynthia Walker, Instagram at Cynthia Walker RDH. My website right now for Hygiene Helpers is Hygiene Helpers Online. Or you can email Gateway, it's Gateway Mobile Care LLC at yahoo.com.
Oh, yay!
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you guys.
So even if you don't think that you can actually use Cynthia's services, I'm pretty sure that you know someone that can, right?
Right.
You might know someone who might be in a group home somewhere, and you can pass that information on to the caregivers or the people who are actually in charge of making sure that they're getting the care that they need. If you know of dentists, if you know your dentist is understaffed, you can be like, look, hey, let me drop you a dime here. This is where you can go and get some additional help. Please, 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 reach out to Cynthia whenever you can if you think you can help her. That's part of this space here. We want to be something that empowers women, and we want to be able to promote each other, right? And
Right.
so this is one of
Definitely.
those aspects. Promote her, help her if you think you can. Remember, she said she's currently working in Georgia and South Carolina. Um, right now, I don't think she has any boundaries with that just yet. Just
Not
yet.
yet.
So, hey, wherever you are in Georgia, South Carolina, and you think there's someone, please, please, please reach out to her. And if you need to go back and look at this video, go back around the 37-minute mark, and then you'll be able to hear her again, and then you'll see all the information that she gave. Thank you, Cynthia. We thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
on.
much.
Laquetta. I appreciate you guys.
All right, talk to you later.
All right.
All right, so yay! We had our first guest. We had our first guest.
She
Mm.
sings about everything, you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Everything. She did. That's something
Look,
she would do. We was on the phone. She said she would bust out in song about everything. Just FYI. Just
but
thought
look,
y'all
okay,
should know.
here's the thing. I forgot I was on.
I know it. I know you did. I know you forgot. I know you did. I know you did.
I thought I was just talking to y'all. I forgot. I totally.
I know you did. I was gonna try to catch you, but it was too late. I'm like, I'm just gonna let her roll with that.
Uh,
Anyway, as she gathers herself, as she gathers herself, because she's gonna have to gather herself. Um, we we had talked to a couple of people. We sent the question out about self-love, celebrating oneself. How do you celebrate yourself? If you celebrate yourself, if you don't celebrate yourself, why? And I think some of those responses were sent to our emails. Is that correct, Miss Best Friend?
it is now that I am composed. I
Yeah.
am composed. And so, with that said, everyone knew that we would be actually sharing their comments here on the live. And I will get that up for us. So, coming from Alicia, um, she was asked the question, do you celebrate yourself? Self? If so, how? If not, what? And so here's her response, y'all. It says, learning how to celebrate myself has been a self discovery journey for me. I go to the movies alone to decompress and after finishing tasks. Does that count? Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely, it
It
counts.
does. It does count.
Absolutely. Look, let me give you a prime example. So my birthday was, when was my birthday? Like last Tuesday or the Tuesday
Mhm.
before that?
26. It was
Okay.
last Tuesday.
Okay. For my birthday was on a Tuesday, and everybody's like, well, what are you going to do? So, of course, everybody else is working. So, what did I do? I took myself to the movies, and everybody's like, you going to go to the movies by yourself? I said, yes, they're giving me free popcorn because it's my birthday. I'm going on a Tuesday, so I get the discounted drink, and then I get to go watch a movie that I know that nobody else is going to want to watch with me, but I except for the other people that bought a ticket. So absolutely it counts. Best friend, do you think you would ever have the courage to go to the movies by yourself or even oh yeah, I'm trying to get my water in, or even go like a restaurant and eat by yourself?
Absolutely. When I lived in Spartanburg, you guys, I was in a prime location where I could literally walk to everything I needed. And sometimes when the girls were in school, and that's when I was loving myself a little bit more, I would take myself across the street to the movies. And then I would leave the movies and walk myself to Applebee's and get me a table and have a book and be in there by myself.
Yeah.
And I found that I like it.
Amen. So Alicia,
Yep,
girl, it absolutely counts. Absolutely counts. All
it
right,
does.
next question she answered. How are you accepting compliments and how did it make you feel? So her response is this: I don't always, um, don't always like accepting them in a positive way. I love compliments, but they make me feel awkward and seen, so I cringe. But she'll have to recap on that later. She said she'll have to recap on that later. So
Okay.
Alicia, we can bring you into the live because I see you're out there. If you want to recap now while we're live, or
She won't.
are you just gonna shy away and be like, no? That's fine because that means you're practicing self care and know your boundaries. You like Kenya, Auntie Kenya. I want you to respect my boundaries right
Right.
now.
I
But
know that's what she's
if
saying
for
right now. Like,
whatever reason you want to come in, I will definitely chime you in, definitely chime you in. So let's go to the second. So we have ah, let's see. Alexis also answering questions as well. Um, Give me one second. So while I'm working on this, best friend, tell me this. How are you with accepting compliments?
when I was younger, I was a lot. I craved them. When I was younger, I was begging for them, and I loved them, and I didn't think I was good unless I got a compliment. And if I didn't get a compliment, it meant I was bad. That's how it was. I've gotten older. Now it's kind of harder to accept them. Like when people say, "Oh, well, you look pretty today," I'm like. Okay. I don't even know how to say thank you sometimes. All I have to say is thank you, but it's just like I'm not good at it. And I think I went from one end of the spectrum to the other, and I just have to find a happy medium.
Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah.
I understand. So for me, when it comes to accepting comments, hold on, let's see. Okay, I don't know if y'all were hearing any background or echo with me. I've also, struggled with that in the past. I think more and more I'm getting okay with accepting them, and what have you. But I do too also struggle with that as well. Are there anybody else? How many of you also out there struggle with accepting compliments? Go ahead and just drop it in the chat, either on Facebook or on YouTube, because we can actually see both of them now. All right.
Oh, look at you figuring stuff out. You better
I,
go, best friend. If
I
y'all
tell
hadn't
you.
noticed, she's the eyes in this relationship. And I don't have no problem with that. No
You don't
problem
have
at
a
all.
problem with that.
Nope.
So Alexis, she says, no, she really doesn't celebrate herself and she doesn't have a reason why. But she says she's pretty good with accepting compliments. Like she might not go out of her way to accept herself, but please bring on the compliments and I'm good with that. Right.
Right.
And that's great because that might actually be one of her love languages, right? Because and sometimes it makes it in a way it's just kind of like one of those things where you just don't know what your love language is or somebody else doesn't know, but once they find that out and they know that you like getting compliments or like words of affirmation, I think that's wonderful. So you
Yep.
go Lexus, because like girl, you got me there, because sometimes I actually do struggle with accepting compliments kind of thing,
Yeah. Me too.
and just letting that marinate with us. Okay. All right, guys. So I think what I've kind of learned, throughout this journey is like one, self-love is one of those things that we all struggle with on some level from time to time, or at least the
Yeah.
people that have commented here so far and for Liquanita and I, and that it can indeed impact our relationships and impact how we actually show up, but I don't think it's anything that we need to be embarrassed about. And I
Right.
think just being able to express it sometimes and us hearing it come out of our mouths and expressing it to somebody else in a space like this that says it's okay, you're not the only one out there experiencing this, kind of frees us to actually start doing more of it, right? To actually
Right.
start being more aware of that self love and that we are indeed worthy of it and that we can indeed walk in it. And so I've struggled with it over the years, but I can actually say I've gotten better at it over the years as well, and putting self care in there. So, for instance, last year I've started with making sure that I try to get a one massage a month, and knowing that, hey, I'm worthy of that. I need to have that. And it just makes me just feel so great at the end of it. But it's something that I feel that I put aside a lot of time and a lot of things for other people, and I deserve this. I deserve this. So I think we're going to go ahead and start to wrap up. So what I want everyone to leave with is everything that I just said. But the most important thing, you are worthy of what it is you believe that you should have. And even if you don't believe what you should have, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people around you, even though there are a lot of people that are trying to rob from us, but I believe there are a lot of people still yet around you, always trying to impart into you, you need this, you're worthy of this kind of thing. And I would just want to encourage you all just to listen to them, even just for half a second. And listen to them for at least a half a second and let that seed get inside of you, because I think the more and more that you'll hear it, eventually that seed will fall into that good, fertile soil that's inside of you. And you will find that it will create some roots and then it will eventually bloom. And like anything that grows, sometimes it takes time, but just know that you're on the right path. You're on a great journey. Just keep believing that you're indeed worthy of all the things that God has for you and everything that He's trying to get into your hand. I just want you to just reach out Open up your hands and be ready to receive. So that means you're going to have to drop some of those things, create some healthy boundaries. And it's going to take some time. But as I've come along this journey and I've gotten to a better place than I was last year, to a better place than I was even last month, you can too. And that's my end of my spiel. Look, Anita.
Start with the simple things, the small things. Don't despise the small beginnings. Just take a moment in your day, 10, 15 minutes, that you designate that it's just yours. You meditate. You think of something that makes you happy, makes you smile. Affirm yourself when you wake up in the morning. Say something positive to yourself. Make your list of positive affirmations and you speak those things over yourself daily. And as you speak those things, they become a part of your soul. They become a part of your thinking. So a man thinketh that he is. So once you begin to speak these things out loud, about yourself, then it begins to change how you feel about yourself. I know for me, one of my positive affirmations is I am enough. And I wake up in the morning, and after I thank God for waking me up that day, I say, I'm enough. I am enough by myself, no accompaniment. I am enough. And it helps change things for me. And so you find something to focus on, something that you're good at, something that makes you happy, something that you love about yourself. We're so busy picking ourselves apart that we don't give ourselves grace. And we need to give ourselves grace as we grace other people. We are worthy of that grace for ourselves. And I think it's very important that you begin to speak those affirmations over your life, because those affirmations turns into love for yourself. And I think it is vital. It is a must. You have to, because when you love yourself, it makes it easier for you to love other people and to receive love from other people. What I have come to understand in my life, it was hard for me to grasp the way people loved me if I did not love myself. It was easy to question their love, question their motives, question why, because I didn't love myself enough. But then once I began to allow God to shift some things for me in my thinking, in my speaking about myself, I was able to receive love more and to give love more. So, what I challenge you to do every day, when you wake up in the morning, before you lay your head to sleep at night, speak something good to yourself and believe what you say.
Amen. Believe
Amen.
what you said.
Believe.
Amen. So again, guys, we want to thank you much for giving us your time and acting like we are, a different world from back in the day, and that you just want to be here and be a part of this. You just did not want to miss it. And so just a reminder, we're going to be here every first and third Thursday at 7 o'clock. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe either to our YouTube page or our Facebook page, and both of
Or
them
both.
or both, and both of them are called Life According to Ellen K. Make sure you click the notification button, especially on YouTube, so that you'll automatically notified whenever we go live or if we post a video or something along those lines. And so again, thank you so much for your time. Big ups to Cynthia again for coming on live with us. Thank you so much for Alicia and Alexis for answering questions via the email group. And so we'll kind of go from there. So next week, we're going to talk about gratitude and what it is to have gratitude. How do we show gratitude? How do we actually practice gratitude? So if you want to send in a question, ask L and K around gratitude, feel free to do so. So the email address for LNK for Ask LNK is going to be Liquanita in Kenya at gmail.com. Liquanita in Kenya at gmail.com. And Liquanita is spelled.
Liquinita.
And then you're going to do and, A-N-D, Kenya, Kenya gmail.com. So if you can go ahead, send in those questions by, oh,
You left the A off your name, best
I did
friend.
it. I did it again. Look. The bad thing about going live is like, I can't clean it up. So
No. And
in
you was
what?
doing so well.
I was,
You was
I was,
flowing too.
I thought I was good. But y'all, we must admit we're better than before. We're better
Yeah.
than before.
Now,
So,
okay, now get an email address again and spell your name right.
okay, Liquinita and Kenya, and Kenya is spelled Kenya. Kenya at gmail.com. Yes, Brian, I forgot how to spell my name. Many things, guys. Make sure you get those questions in by next Friday if you can. Go ahead and send your questions in by next Friday to Liquinita and Kenya at gmail.com, and we'll be glad to get with you guys. So we just want to say thank you, guys. God bless you too, Tanya. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Look. Yeah, continue to ask, pray for us on our behalf. Ask the Lord about us all the time. Put us in your prayers because we need them.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. We'll see you
Good
next
night.
time.
See you next time.